I thank my colleague, and as I told him when I heard that he would be on the committee, I look forward very much to working with him, and I think he's going to be a very constructive participant in these efforts to build on our bipartisan tradition. I just want to note one thing as this whole debate has been unfolding. Not 80,000 new employees at the IRS. That's not what is going to be going on. There aren't going to be 80,000 new employees piled on. Most of these positions are replacing retirements and those that are leaving the agency over the next 10 years. So we're going to have plenty of discussions about it, but since this has been referred to on so many occasions, I just wanted to note that we are not talking about 80,000 new employees.
Mr. Chair, if I may,
Would
it be possible for us to figure out what the net number of resources for the IRS after you adjust for attrition, what that number would be, so we can be working from the fact? I accept at face value that it won't be 80,000, but I don't think there's any way that it's just replacing current budgeted positions. So I think that it would be very helpful for us to have an assessment. And really, the other thing that I'm concerned with is whether or not, and I don't know this in the IRA, if we were prescriptive. For example, if Mr. Werfel wanted to invest in technology versus people, or if he wanted people in customer-facing, customer service roles, what sort of vision and intent was projected in the IRA that this committee could have ahead of us to see when it's fully implemented?
Here's what we'll do. I'll respond briefly to my colleague's question, and then I want to recognize my friend from Texas. I think that is a reasonable, question to raise. We will look already at what we might be able to assemble on this, and certainly that can be something we can pursue as we get the full plan. As I noted in my statement, I think it's clear, because I've talked to a great many of the members on both sides of the aisle, we all want the information about the plan. We want it as quickly as possible, and I intend to work with every member to make sure that this is implemented. We've had a tremendous amount of back and forth on these issues, and I think we all understand the need to improve service. We need to deal with automation. We need to deal with the brain drain, the number of people who are retiring. So I think my colleague's point essentially is very valid. We'll pursue it with them. And let me recognize our friend from Texas.
I'll be brief, Mr. Chairman. I understand your prediction about how the IRS will conduct its business. But I also understand the senator from North Carolina's trepidation about how the IRS might abuse that power, that money that it has. And that really makes the point that I think both Senator Tillis and I have tried to make, that we've got this backwards. We got to have a plan so we know what we're paying for. And unfortunately, in a strictly partisan manner, our friends across the aisle have written a blank check and said, okay, come up with a plan and we have no means by which to make sure that it is tailored along the lines that either you have predicted, Mr. Chairman, or to allay the concerns that the Senator Tillis has expressed. So I think we've discussed this adequately for today. You understand our concerns and we understand your prediction, and I guess we'll all have to figure out how this works out later.
I appreciate my colleague, and especially appreciate his willingness not to pummel this matter any longer. I think we can find common ground on these issues. That's why I thought Senator Tillis's idea was constructive, and what Senator Cornyn has essentially said is this topic will go into the to-be-continued department, and so be it. So